Hey guys, I want to touch base on some showcases and if you should or shouldn't attend. I've been getting a lot of emails lately regarding mainly the National Junior Day, but also other showcases throughout the Southwest and really across the country. So I wanted to show you on our website. I want to try to kill two birds with one stone here and have some more videos about just getting around our website because there's a lot of stuff in there and we get a lot of questions about either I didn't see something or how do I do this or how do I do that. So this one specifically, I'm going to just show you where our blog is and where what we call the Fountain Sports Clubhouse is. If you go to the Recruiting Center, which is right in the middle, and this is on a laptop, so desktop. Obviously on a phone it's going to look a little differently, but you look for the FS Clubhouse and you click on that and you'll see our blogs and just different things in this area. Should I attend a showcase? And it's just I was gonna just send an email out, but I figured I'd put it on the blog so that everybody can see it. It's important for juniors, seniors, sophomores, freshmen, everybody. There's really four reasons why you go to a showcase. The majority of the people go to the showcase because of the exposure that they would potentially receive from college coaches. That is really the main selling point that parents will be looking for and that all these showcase companies are going to use is the exposure piece. Another way is fit, and what I mean by that is you're going to have an opportunity at most of these showcases to work individually with a college coach. So if you're a middle infielder, you're going to have a middle infield coach at the college level that's going to sit there and probably work with you for 45 minutes to an hour. If you're a catcher, you'll have a catching coach. Pitchers will have pitching coaches, and you're going to have an idea of that specific school's coach that teaches that specific position. So you'll get a good idea of, if you like the guy, if you don't like the guy, do you think you can learn something from him? Is it a guy that you want to be involved with for 4 or 5 years? So that's really another reason. Third is development. So they're college coaches, so they should be more advanced. They should be a little bit further along than not necessarily a high school coach, but just other coaches that maybe you've had in your life. So they are getting paid. They're professionals to get to do a job, and that's to teach baseball. So they should have some good information to give you. So that would be a third reason. And the fourth reason is just for the experience. I want to get out in front of college coaches because I've never done it before. Or maybe because some of these showcases are like at Dodger Stadium, or they're at Chase Field, or they're in a really cool venue that you'd want to get on that field, and the $350 or $400 is worth it. So those are four different reasons: exposure, fit, development, and experience. You got to ask yourself first and foremost, why am I going to this showcase? What's your main reason? So again, for most of us, it's exposure. So when you break the exposure part down, and all of this is in this blog, so I'm going to be, for you members, I will be sending an email out that'll have the link to this blog, and all of this will be in here. But I'm not a reader, so I need to hear someone talk. So that's why I'm starting to do more of these audio things. But anyway, so can you play there? That's really the first question you got to ask yourself. So at the junior day, for example, I think there's 6 or 8 schools that have committed to being there. They're all Division I. So in order to spend whatever it is, $150 to $450, whatever the cost is, you got to ask yourself, are you a D1 guy? Okay, so you've probably been asking yourself that your whole life, or ever since you've been starting thinking about college. And parents, you've been doing the same thing. So the next step is, have you had a third-party evaluation? What does that person say about you? Do they project you at the D1 level or not? The D2 level or not? Would they say that this is a good showcase for you to go to based on the schools that are there? So reach out to people like that and ask that question. And be prepared for the truth. Be prepared for the answer. Okay, so if they say, no, it's not a good investment, well, why? Because you're not a D1 guy, then be ready for that, okay, and take it. And then ask, well, what do I need to do to become a D1 guy if that's where you want to go? Okay, hopefully that makes sense, but if you ask questions to people that do this for a living, you expect the truth. Your neighbor that's a professional baseball scout, the guy that you pay money to give you hitting lessons or catching lessons or pitching lessons, those people, the guy that runs your travel ball team or club team or maybe scout team, guys that you're paying money to like that, they're not necessarily great people to ask, especially the guy that gives the lessons, because does he want to piss you off? No. Does he want to make you upset? No. Does he want to hurt your feelings? No. Why? Because you go to him every week, and he wants you to come back every week, and it's his business. So it's not wrong for him to try to make you feel good. So understand the differences here. 1, exposure. Can you play there? 2, can you get accepted there? So if you're going to a showcase that's loaded with Ivy League schools or Stanford or even UC San Diego or UC Davis, schools that are strong academically from an admission standpoint, ask yourself, can I get accepted there? If you have a 2.5 GPA and you're trying to go to a USD, University of San Diego showcase, you're wasting your money because you can't get in there, more than likely. Okay? Are you interested in the school? Are you only going to this showcase because they're D1 schools or because they're high name or high profile schools? Okay, are you interested in school? Have you done any research at all on this school? Okay, so can you play there? Can you get accepted? And are you even interested in this school? So think about this. When a college program puts together their 2020 or 2021 recruiting class and they're looking specifically at catchers, they've identified probably 200 different catchers that they like, and they're working themselves backwards from 200 down to probably 50. They'll see those 50s in the summer maybe or the fall, and they'll narrow that down to 20, and then they'll really go hard after probably 5 or 10. Okay, what are you doing when you turn it around? Right? Are you interested in this school or not? I can guarantee you that every single college coach that comes to see a student athlete play, whether it's a catcher, pitcher, whatever, there's something that interested them in that kid. Something. They didn't just come because Johnny said, or his buddy or his college roommate said, or a guy I used to play pro ball with said, you should see this guy. No, doesn't work like that. They're going there because they are interested in that person. So are you interested in them? Is it worth you spending that money to go to that showcase? Are you interested in them? So go back. Can you play there? Can you get accepted there? Are you interested? So it doesn't mean that you have to be interested in all 6 or 8 of these schools, or if there's 50 schools that are at a showcase that you have to be interested in, can play at all 50. Not at all. But if there's a good number, and who knows what that number is, everybody's going to be different. But if there's 3 to 5 different schools that you can play at, you can get accepted at, and you're very interested in, then now we're talking. Now we've got something. Okay. The next thing is, have they seen you play? So more often than not, the answer is no, because otherwise you're probably not even considering that showcase. But let's just say hypothetically that U of A has seen you play, and now you're looking at this showcase, right? So you call Coach Johnson, you ask him, hey, I got this invite to Junior Day. Should I go? If he says yes, then he's probably not interested in you, okay? All right? But if he says no, then you got something, right? But if they have seen you play, and I'm not just talking about U of A, I'm talking about any school. If they've seen you play with their own eyes at a field that you were at, and they're not recruiting you now, then guess what? Not interested. Because you know what? They're talking to somebody. If you're getting mail, emails, every now and then, sporadic, maybe something in the mail here and there, and they've seen you play, but they're not taking the next step of maybe talking to someone like me, talking to your high school coach, maybe texting you depending on what year you are in school, maybe calling you depending on what year you are in school. If those things aren't happening and they've seen you play, then guess what? You are not on their board. The people on their board are getting more proactive recruitment. They're either getting phone calls, they're getting text messages, they're getting more proactive emails. These coaches are talking to your high school coach or someone like me about you. Okay, if you're high on the list. Okay, it doesn't mean that all's lost if you're not getting phone calls right now or if you're not getting all this stuff. That's not what it means at all. It's just a gauge and a reality check. So it all goes back to these showcases. If you're thinking about spending whatever X amount of dollars, ask yourself, can you play there? Can I get accepted there? Am I even interested in that school or any of these schools? And has the coach seen me play? So now let's get to that fourth one, and let's assume that he has not seen you play. So the next step is to go ahead and reach out to them. So email the head coach, let him know that you've gotten invited to X showcase, whatever it is, and ask him if he's going to be there. He will reply to you and say, yeah, I'll be there. I'm not going to be there, but my recruiting coordinator is going to be there. Or maybe I'm not going to be there, but one of our assistants are going to be there. Okay? Or he's going to say, you know what? We can't go. Our plans change and we can't go. But at least now you know exactly where they sit and who's going. Okay? So now we're gaining ground on that. And the next step is you're going to send a video to them. You've engaged with that coach. You've talked about a specific showcase. And now you're going to send your video. He's going to look at the video, and you're going to follow up with him, and he's going to say, and you're going to ask him, should I go to the showcase? And then your answer is going to be right there. It's going to be yes, it's going to be no, or it might be no reply. But if it's no reply or no, then there's your answer. Not going, not interested. If they like what they see, then yeah, we got a guy that's going to be there, and he's going to bear down on you, and we're going to spend some more time with you and try to get to know you a little bit more. What an opportunity, right? But we can never, ever just show up at a showcase with no interaction before or after with the coaches that are going. You're spending too much money on this stuff to just throw it out there like that and hope to be discovered. There's a way to do it, and so we went through 1, 2, and 3. Can you play there? Can you get accepted? Are you even interested in the school? And the fourth one, have they seen you play yet? Right? And then we're moving on. They have not seen you play yet, so now we got to make sure that they know that you are going to be there. They know that you are interested in their school. They've seen your video, and then that'll give them time to cross-check with your high school coach, with people like me, or whoever else you use as a reference. So that part is extremely important. And here's the deal: if you aren't willing to do all that contacting and homework and background work and all that stuff before and after each and every showcase that you spend money on, then you should not go to any showcases, because it's a complete waste. If you just spend $500, show up at Mountain Point on Tuesday, June, whatever it is, and hope to be discovered by Stetson University, hell no. There's going to be 300 catchers, or there's going to be 300, there's going to be 30 catchers there. They don't know you exist right now, right? They don't know you exist. How am I going to pull you out of those other 30? What are you going to do that's so special that's going to make me love you? What are you going to do that's so special that's going to put you far aside from those other 29 or 30 catchers? What are you going to do? The way to do it is to contact the coach before, stay in touch with him all the way through, remind him you're going to be there, and then follow up afterwards. And then you have a chance. Then you have a chance. But you know what? No matter what, you still got to be good, and you still have to play there. So it all goes back, all that work. You can say, you know what? I don't know if I can play there. I'm just going to bypass number 1. I don't know if I can get accepted there. I'm just going to bypass number 2. I don't really care if I'm interested, because they're coming to Arizona. So what does it matter? I just want to get in front of them, right? So let's bypass 1, 2, and 3, and then do all that work. Contact the coach, let them know you exist, have them see video, have your coaches follow up, stick their neck out for you, spend time that they probably don't have on helping you get in front of that guy, right? And then only to find out that, you know what? You can't play there anyway. So let's not get in that situation. Let's be honest and real with each other, okay? Do one step at a time. Be honest. Can you play there? 2, are you able to get accepted there? Transcripts are key. Make sure you can get accepted there. Do some research on each one of those schools that are going to be there. Are you interested in any of those? And why? Is it just because it's in California? Not good enough. Got to be reasons. Got to be really good, specific reasons. And then we got to get those coaches to see you play. Okay, ideally, somehow, before you spend the money on a showcase. And a video is usually the right way to do it. So hopefully all this helps, and hopefully it makes sense. I'm not here to spend your money. I'm just here to help you kind of see what's happening on the other side of it. Feel free to go ahead and spend $500 and bypass steps 1, 2, and 3. But I can guarantee you, if you can't play there, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And you know what else is going to happen? And this is the reality of it, and you'll see a little bit of this in the blog, is something like National Junior Day. You know, you guys that are juniors that got this, you know what happened last year? The seniors right now, guess what they got last year at this time? The same thing. And the year before that, I think it might be 3, 4 years old. But you know what's funny about this? They're adding more Division I schools. Why? Why would they be adding more Division I schools? Because we all want to go to Division I. So it's going to give me a lot more bang for my buck as from a showcase company. Now I'm going to get a lot more people responding, because if I've got 6, 7, 8 Division I schools that are attending, I'm probably going to get a lot of people that are going to be interested in it. So you know what we're going to do? We've identified you because we bought a list from another showcase, or we bought a list from a tournament like Perfect Game, or from wherever. But we bought your name. We bought 10,000 of them, and we contacted them all. If I get 1% of those 10,000 people to actually go to my showcase, I got 100 kids. Guess what? I'm full. 1%. Just from a little old email that was, you know, probably cost me $50 to get all those emails. $50. But because I put Division I schools on there, all of a sudden it becomes something. And because I have a name like National Junior Day, or whatever the name is, I don't mean I'm picking on them. Everyone's got different names. But it doesn't matter the name. It doesn't matter the location. It doesn't matter who's going to be there. What matters is you got to ask yourself, can you play there? Can I get accepted at the schools that are going to be there? Are you even interested in any of the schools that are going to be there? And has any one of those coaches or programs or anyone on their staff seen you play? Those 4 things are key. Get the answers to those, and then you can move on to the next step, which is really where all the work starts. You communicating with all the different coaches. Hopefully this helps. You guys have a great weekend, and until next time.